This video is brought to you by my Patreons. Enjoy the video. One was blessed to fight the forces of hell for all eternity, and the other one was trained to be a moving bioweapon and save the galaxy. One has brought near extinction to the limitless realm of hell, and the other has brought genocide to several species of the galaxy. One has beaten the literal gods of hell, and the other has fought foes with godlike power. Both of them are legit broken, and both are the reincarnation of death itself. In today's video, we're going to see who would win on a death battle: the Bane of Hell itself, the Doomslayer, or the galaxy's deadliest bounty hunter, Samus Aran. But do you want to know what's more brutal? It's me. A huge percent of the viewers that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please consider subscribing to reach 100k subscribers. Let's get this video to 5k likes for Christmas. Enjoy. So, this has been a matchup I've been wanting to do for a while now. A lot of people think that this is going to be a one-sided battle in favor of the Doomslayer, but that couldn't be further than the truth. In reality, this is a very close matchup. Both Samus and the Doomslayer are incredibly powerful, so let's put our calculating shades on and dive into this topic. Let's begin with Samus. Samus was born on planet K2L. Her life was pretty normal until one day, the space pirates led by Ridley raided her town. Ridley killed both of Samus' parents, and she was the lone survivor of the raid. Later, Samus was adopted by the Chozo, was brought to Sebes, and was infused with the Chozo DNA, which gave her superhuman characteristics. Samus was trained by the Chozo to become a warrior, and on top of having their DNA, she became extremely powerful. Even without her power suit, Zero Suit Samus is still inhumanly strong. She can jump 30 to 50 feet into the air, can disarm and beat dozens of highly trained soldiers at the same time. There is a pretty big debate regarding her strength. Because she was adopted by the Chozo and was brought to Sebes to train, she must have gotten used to the planet's gravitational pull. According to the Metroid wiki, Sebes has a gravitational pull of 865 Gs. That is stupid, which means that Samus will have a mass of 78 tons while on Sebes. But the Metroid community thinks this is incorrect. Sebes is very similar to Earth. In fact, its gravitational pull should be, in theory, of 1.34 Gs, so lowballing Samus still puts her at inhuman levels of strength, and highballing Samus makes her a literal godlike monster. But okay, besides all of that, Samus still brings forward most of her power and feats when using her power suit. Made by the Chozo, her power suit can fuse and adapt with several technological upgrades. Even if the technology itself is not made to fit her power suit, the suit will adapt to it and fuse with it, acquiring all of its properties. Sure, Samus with just her basic power suit is incredibly weak compared to what she can do at her peak, but when at her peak, Samus is legit broken. For example, with Speed Booster, Samus can run between 200 km per hour all the way up to Mach 1, which is 1234 km per hour. She can bring out Vorage from being completely submerged on lava. The calculations on Vorage state that he has around the same length and weight of a blue whale, which is on average 134 tons. And not even that, Samus was still able to swing Vorage like if it was nothing. But anyways, let's talk about her most impressive feats. One time before reaching her home planet Sebes, Samus was struck down by the space pirates while on space. Her ship crashed on the surface while Samus didn't have the suit on. It may be pure luck, but Samus survived falling down from outer space without her suit on, and the impact her body made with the surface had this amount of energy. She was also able to defeat Dark Samus, which survived the explosion of a planet/dimension that had all that energy exploding directly on its body. And well, if Samus was able to beat Dark Samus, then that means that she can survive that as well. Right? While on her gravity suit, Samus walked on the surface of a star like if it was just her daily routine. On Metroid Prime 2, Echoes, it is established that the light of Aether is a force that keeps planet Aether from falling apart. When the Leviathan hit the planet, the sum total of the light was split evenly between Aether and Dark Aether, and by the time Samus showed up in the planet, the ink had further weakened the light side by stealing 75% of its share. At the start of the game, a mere 12.5% of the total light of Aether remained in the light realm, yet light Aether still lived. In other words, even a little over 10% of the light is sufficient to keep the planet alive. By the end of the game, Samus had returned all of the stolen light back to light Aether, but the Emperor Ink still retained Dark Aether's original 50% share. Upon reaching the final temple, the Emperor Ink absorbs the light and empowers himself with it. Ultimately, Samus absolutely owns him. So, Samus was able to tank the attacks of someone who had 5 times the energy needed to sustain an entire dimension/planet. Before leaving Dark Aether, Samus fights Dark Samus one last time, despite being left half dead, and right after Samus takes the remaining light and escapes Dark Aether, Dark Samus proceeds to tank the collapse and total destruction of Dark Aether's dimension. That is so freaking metal if you ask me. Actually, the Doomslayer shouldn't be married to Samus. The Doomslayer should be married to Dark Samus. That makes more sense. But anyways, now let's take a look to Samus's arsenal. Samus has tons of weapons at her disposal. A dozen types of different beams for her arm cannon, seeker missiles, etc. But we should only focus on the strongest ones, the Omega Cannon. An alembic super weapon that fires a slow-moving sphere of timed radioactive energy that can travel a great distance before it explodes. It is basically a mini-nuke. The Dark Burst. The weapon uses a massive amount of dark energy to open a highly unstable dimensional rift, simultaneously causing massive amounts of damage to larger targets and engulfing smaller targets completely. When a target is nearby, the Dark Burst rips apart its molecular structure and draws it into a dark dimension, pulling enemies into oblivion. The Sunburst, which is the other side of the coin. When the Sunburst is formed, it slowly travels toward its target and then detonates on contact with an enemy or surface. Any nearby enemies will be set alight if not hit directly, which will usually burn them to cinders after several seconds. I do not remember how much temperature you need to be able to completely cinder a body within seconds, but it's this amount of energy or temperature. And that's all about it. Samus without her power suit is still inhumanly strong, but her true power is revealed when using most of the upgrades she acquires throughout the games. Unluckily for Samus, her only weakness is that she can only call for the power of the suit with her strong will. If she is not mentally prepared to fight, she will not be able to use the suit, and in some cases, even when on the suit, being affected mentally or taking enough damage will make her lose her suit, and all the upgrades she had installed will be lost forever until she finds them again. Samus is incredibly powerful. She has planet-busting weaponry, has survived calamities that brought down planets and civilizations, has fought against godlike beings and won. She might even be one of the strongest characters in gaming, but she is still only human. Not much is known about the backstory of the Doomslayer. In fact, we're all waiting for Doom Eternal to drop to know more about his backstory, and also to have more information about how truly powerful he is. But here are all the things and facts we know about his power and backstory. The Doomslayer was part of a tribe named the Night Sentinels, protectors of the people from both Sentinel Prime and Argent Donner, and protectors of Argent Energy too. The Dimension of Hell, which I must say is a single entity in the multiverse, meaning that there's only one hell for all of the universes, wanted Argent Energy all for themselves. They waged war against Sentinel Prime and won. The people from Sentinel Prime and Argent Donner were all killed, and only one survived. The Doomslayer. In his rage and anger, the Doomslayer fought against the forces of Inferno. No demon seemed to damage him, let alone stop him. Heaven took this opportunity to create its own champion, its own death god, and thus the Seraphim blessed the Doomslayer with infinite power and great speed. And not only that, but also granted him immortality. No matter what happens, he will not die. He doesn't need to eat, sleep, drink water, or any type of nourishment, and besides that, he can draw strength from his fallen foes. For every demon he kills, he becomes stronger and stronger. After this, no demon came nowhere near the power of the Slayer, not even the mighty Titan, which was the mightiest demon to ever live in hell, came close to the power of the Slayer. At some point in his rampage, the wretch adorned him with a Praetor suit, forged in hellfire and cursed with incantations. The suit's only purpose is to absorb Argent energy from the demons and give it to the Slayer. The only way Hell was able to stop the Doom Slayer was to lure him into a trap, throw a whole temple over him, and seal him inside of it. So, from all of that information we can bring up several important things. The Doomslayer is immortal, he cannot die, and he doesn't need any type of nourishment to keep living. His whole purpose is to kill demons until every single one of them is done. The events of the Great War happened eons ago, eons being billions of years, and it has been stated that the Doomslayer fought for eons inside of Hell without stopping. As told in the Slayer Testaments, he draws power from every demon he kills, and by my understanding, that power stacks. That's why he was able to kill the massive Titan. The Doomslayer needed this amount of energy to kill the Titan, and being that he had killed millions of demons before he fought the Titan, then that makes it all the way easier. Also, the Doomslayer can pretty much one-shot demons with his bare fists, where said demon took 6 to 10 rockets before perishing, and it's not like the shockwave of the punch is what kills them. Their organs go flying with a single punch. No doubt they are dead. The Doomslayer's max speed is of about 91 km per hour, and in order to overpower the Titan, which had this size, the Doomslayer needed to exert an attack potency between 37 and 65 kilotons of power. His punches or strength alone is several times greater than some atomic bombs. And now let's talk about his demon killing arsenal. I'm only going to talk about the strongest weapons here, like his rocket launcher, the Gauss cannon, the plasma rifle, and the BFG 9000. The Gauss cannon and the plasma rifle are able to shred weaker demons in an instant. The rocket launcher is just a regular rocket launcher, and the BFG 9000 is his ace. It primarily targets Argent energy receptors within the blood of demons, but it can also damage humans if hit directly. Although his Praetor suit is almost invincible, as the UAC Corporation weren't able to scratch or damage the Praetor suit with their high tech, the Praetor suit doesn't protect the Doomslayer. It only makes him look cooler, to be honest. He has billions of years worth of battle experience, and his strongest weapon is his unrelenting will to destroy his enemies. But anyways, who would win on a death battle? This is actually a very hard decision for me, but Samus wins in a lot of areas. She can move several times faster than the Doomslayer, she is more agile and unpredictable in a fight, and she has survived standing on a star. Her arsenal is vastly stronger and deadlier than the Slayer's. Most of her attacks are mid-range, but all of them outmatch what the Slayer can do with his weapons. What she lacks is an unrelenting will, as she has been shown to lose all fighting spirit or being deconcentrated by big impacts. She lacks battle experience and raw power, as most of her power comes from her suit and the upgrades she has. And there's where the Slayer compensates for. His arsenal might be incredibly weak against a nuke-type arsenal of Samus, but he has billions of years worth of experience. He has an unyielding and unrelenting will, he has never been corrupted by Hell, and will never be, and he has the raw power and durability to destroy Samus if she loses focus. So the way I'm going to do this is like this. No suit Doomslayer versus no suit Samus, Slayer wins. No suit Slayer versus basic power suit Samus, Slayer wins. No suit Slayer versus Samus with all of her upgrades, Samus might win. And I say might because maybe she wouldn't be able to kill the Slayer, but she might be able to bind him in a place with the Ice Beam, or probably kill him with Dark Burst. And finally, Predator Suit Slayer versus Power Suit Samus with her upgrades. I'll say that this is a draw. It's just that each other compensates with what each other lacks. The Slayer lacks the overpowered weaponry and speed, but compensates with his raw power and tanky build. Samus lacks the raw power and durability, but compensates with her speed, reactions, and overpowered arsenal. And I am not saying that they are weak on those areas. They are extremely powerful, but the other one is better on those notes. But yes, I'll say that who wins in the battle depends on the circumstances. Thanks for watching. That's it for today, my Spartans. I had a lot of fun making this video. I really did. The problem was that the story of Samus and the Metroid games have a lot of inconsistencies within the lore, and that nearly made me drop this project. But tell me, do you agree with the outcome? Please let me know what you think about it down below. Honestly, videos like this are all thanks to my Patreons. I have a really tight schedule regarding YouTube, so sometimes I cannot do these types of videos because of how long it takes me to do them. And well, having a Patreon helps me be at ease with pretty much everything regarding my life. So if you want to become a supporter of the channel, be sure to visit my Patreon. You don't have to do it, obviously. You being here is already enough. All the links to my socials are going to be down below as well. I love you Spartans to death. Adios. Mwah.